All right, let's get back on topic. I just filmed this whole thing the other way and it was just insanely backlit, and I was like, I don't want to make you look at that, so we're gonna start over. But basically, you're catching me like very emotional, and I was just talking about my journey on social media because I was like, I don't even know if y'all care about these vlogs, and I won't know until I put them out. So like I kind of have to just like put in the effort and hope that it pays off. But it's funny because I started on YouTube. I started as a makeup influencer back in 2013, and that was the height. You know, people talk about 2016 as being the height of like makeup influencing and Jaclyn Hill and all that. It was way before. I think 2016 is kind of when it died, to be honest with you. And I was super into it, and frankly, kind of pretty successful. And then I got the Rent tour, and for those of you who don't know, I've been a working actor, singer, director my whole life. I went to school for musical theater. And I booked the Rent tour where I wore the same makeup every night, and then I had to get on the tour bus in the morning and go to the next place, and I was just like so over makeup and the consumerism of it and like very disillusioned by the whole thing, and I decided I didn't want to do it anymore. And then I was really into nutrition as somebody who lost 85 pounds at one point, and I was coaching my friends and talking to my friend on the tour bus, and my friend was like, you know what, you really light up when you talk about this. Like, you seem really passionate about this. You should make this something, you know, because she was really a diversified person. And it was because of her that on that tour, the second half of that tour, I did my certification. And it was because of getting my certification that I ended up creating my business. And I converted that channel into a nutrition page, which was wild in and of itself. I lost a lot of followers because obviously it's like that's not the same faction of people, but I ended up doing it, and my business became really successful. I have hundreds of successful clients, and I bought my house because of that during the pandemic, and all because of that person encouraging me. And that person who said that to me is my friend Lencia, who I'm going to go see make her Broadway debut as Elphaba in Wicked. First full-time Black Elphaba on Broadway, like historic. And that's my friend who changed my life by saying that. And it's so funny because Lencia has always been one of my people, but I never put two and two together that she changed my life in that way by setting me on that path. That if she hadn't said that, I don't know if I would have done that. And I just started bawling, and I just sent her a message because I was like, girl, I don't know if you know you changed my life, not just by being my friend, which is so funny because that's like a lyric in Wicked, but you know what I mean? Like, she really did do that for me. And you just hope that you can always have the opportunity to support your friends in the big moments. And that's why I'm dropping everything for her, because not only is she my sister for life, just by the friend she's been to me. Really, we got a lot closer after the tour was over, weirdly, through the pandemic, because we were like the only two people in our cast, which, you know, our tour ended almost right before the pandemic, very end of 2019. We were the two people from LA, like everybody else was in New York. So we hung out a lot more and got a lot closer and have just gotten closer over time. And there are just people in your life who you know will be in your life until it's done. And that's who she is to me. I don't know what got me on that path. I think just because I was talking about the vlogging and then my journey here, but yeah, it's like a little bit more about me. So the plan for today is I'm gonna try and get rush tickets for Death Becomes Her. It's a little late. I've been really like lagging, and clearly making this video isn't helping. I really want to see Death Becomes Her because it's the first time in what feels like a long time where there's a show with a track in it that I feel like I want to do that. I love performing, and I've been working non-stop for the last however long. I've always been lucky enough to be booked and blessed in a variety of different really cool, really unusual gigs. But there hasn't been a new musical come out where I'm like, yeah, I could do that, besides Death Becomes Her. Because I'm in a really weird age acting-wise, to be honest. I'm in my mid-30s. I can't really play like the 20s playing teens anymore. And kind of TBH, like the 40-year-olds are playing the 30-year-old roles. So while I'm a little young for Death Becomes Her, on a tour, probably not. On a tour, probably not. So I really want to see this and maybe be re-inspired. So, and then I'm seeing my other friend, Tess, as Céline Dion in Titanic. I'm so glad that she happens to be on the one day where I can go see the show. She's a swing over there. We did Legally Blonde together almost 3 years ago, which is crazy. She played Vivian and I was Brooke Wyndham, and she's just a powerhouse and a gem. So I'm so excited to see her do that show, and we'll see what kind of shenanigans we can get into the rest of the time. Hopefully something good, right? Okay, we are on our way to go rush the Broadway show, Death Becomes Her. Yes, they made the classic cult movie from the early 90s, one of my all-time favorites, into a musical. And I've only listened to a couple of songs, but I fear a new dream role has been unlocked. So, with any luck, it's about an hour before the rush in the box office opens. It's Sunday, so it's a little bit later, so that's good. But we get to go try that out, and hopefully we'll get some decent tickets. The reason why you want to rush a show is because you can get a ticket for a lot cheaper, but downside is you don't know where the ticket is. So for $35, you're going to be basically guaranteed to be paying less than half of a normal ticket, but the downside is you don't know where that ticket is, and it could be partial view. But I still feel like it's worth it, because if I can see a bunch of shows in a few days and then have them all be in the $45, $35 range, I will take it. But it's freezing, so we just have to stand in the line and hope for the best. You guys, I fear a new dream role has been unlocked. We're gonna obviously see today. Oh my god, I'm freezing. Okay, so those of you who don't know what a rush ticket is, you basically have to wait in line, and in this case in 28-degree weather. Hello, Michelle Williams. And just freeze your ass off. I was waiting outside for 45 minutes. But the reason why you do it is because you can get a $35 fifth row mezzanine ticket, which it's got to be like $170, I feel like. So I'm very excited I'm doing that, and then I'm seeing a friend in Titanic tonight. I think I already mentioned that. So very successful. I'm thrilled about this, even though I can't feel my fingers. You guys, it's the last standing Disney store. We're definitely gonna go in. What makes this store really special is all of the New York specific merch. I have things from here, mostly mini as the Statue of Liberty, but like this looks like a loungefly. New York City loungefly. That's really cool. I might have to get something. This is so cool. I've always thought this. I've loved the store. I'm so glad that they haven't gotten rid of it, because they got rid of so many things. I think this is the last like freestanding Disney store that isn't on Disney property. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but pretty sure.
Ask me how many times I've gone up and down this escalator because it's my favorite part. It's so cool. It's just so cool. I love it. I used to come here all the time, and I love that they've kept it. It just makes me so happy. I haven't seen these. These are really cool. Look at my girl. Okay, you can't see her. There you go. She looks so cute. Whoa, this giant castle is very cool. I'm still getting used to vlogging. I'm used to filming and then doing voiceover, so I apologize. This is when you go into the castle and then you see all the princess costumes. We love to see it. It's just cool that this exists. Fun, and also now my fingers are finally starting to achieve feeling again. We love that. We love that. So this place is so cool because you each get your own little cubicle, and it's like the introverted or solo traveler's dream because everybody's just facing their own little cubicle. I've been here before, actually in Tokyo, and it was one of the best meals of my life, even though it gave me food poisoning. So the fact that I'm saying it was still one of the best meals of my life after it gave me food poisoning. I'm really bad at cracking hard-boiled eggs, so I feel like they could do it for you. That's okay. That over there is the TKTS line, which a lot of people will use to get discount tickets on the Broadway, which is not necessarily a bad idea, but they're still going to be like $80 to $100 because a normal Broadway ticket is like $200 something now, which is insane, and it shouldn't be. So I would say they're like roughly half price, sometimes 40% off, 30% off. But I don't recommend this as your best option because A, there are better discounts. And then B, you know, it's always a giant long line. But the positive, and then when I would recommend getting a TKTS ticket is when it's very last minute. If you want a ticket and it's like 10 minutes to showtime and there's really nobody in the line anymore, that's your best time to use TKTS because they're going to give you the best seats that are left at a fairly decent price, and you won't have to wait. Because when you want a rush ticket, you got to get up early, honey, early to get those tickets and secure them. I was waiting in line for Death Becomes Her for an hour before the box office even opened. So that's just a couple of tips if you're somebody going to New York and looking for show tickets. Always check the playbill.com rush policies. There's also online ticket lotteries. There's a lot of different ways you can go about getting much better priced tickets. Don't ever pay full price for a ticket. I paid full price for my Wicked ticket to see Let's Get because I wanted to make sure it didn't sell out and I didn't leave anything to chance. But other than that, I mean, you can get away with some things if you have flexibility on what shows you want to see. And speaking of things you want to see. Uh-oh. Terrifying. Oh, and Batman. That's fun. I don't know if you can capture this, but all of these marquees they like move. Like they have like you know those old school like trading cards that you could like flip them and they would like change. I can't tell if the camera's picking it up. I don't think it is. But you gotta love the nod to the original film cover. So good. I cannot wait. These two are stars. Oh my god. Death Becomes Her was insane. So fun, so funny. It's so crazy how two musicals can be, you know, back to back and on Broadway at the same time, but yet be totally different in tone. Death Becomes Her was pure slapstick comedy. I went in really thinking I wanted to play the Megan Hilty / Meryl Streep part. Honestly, left. They were both, I mean, Jennifer Smart I knew was going to be amazing. I just thought I would gravitate towards the one part, but I just want to be in that show. I want to be one of those two people. I wouldn't mind being one of the people who covers both roles because that would be so fun going back and forth. Oh my god, okay, and literally now I'm at Union Square. Gorgeous. And literally running. I'm gonna try and make it to Trader Joe's to see if I can pick up some flowers for my friend because she's playing Céline Dion in Titanic tonight. But literally I have an hour before that show starts. So maybe a Diet Coke, some flowers, then we go and take our seat, okay? It's been a day. I was talking to my best friend who casts Outsiders earlier, just going back and forth about it. And he's like, you're really having an awesome trip. And I was like, you know what? Considering that I didn't even plan a lick of this until like yesterday, and I didn't have a hotel till the day before, pretty pleased with myself. This is wild. Have you ever seen this before? There's the regular Trader Joe's supermarket over there. But then they have this Trader Joe's Pronto, and it's all like the wraps and the salads and the flowers and the snacks. That's genius because Trader Joe's in New York is always crowded as hell. So brava to that. Can we take a look at how beautiful this theater is? It's an old bank. Stunning. Oh my god. Tess was unreal, as anyone could predict. Titanic is so funny. I love that shows like that can exist. The show that I've been in a couple times, Screamed, over in Vegas, is very similar in tone, very cheeky, very like the whole thing is just making fun of the movie, but in a very loving way. And they cited our show in a New York Times article about Majestic Red. They compared it to the tongue-in-cheek that is Titanic. And I think Scream could do really well off Broadway here in New York. I'm just saying. Hopefully that's where it's headed one day. That would be quite nice. Hello, friends. Some guy saw me doing that, and I decided to wave back. Typical New York. God love them. God love them. I was one of them. I lived here for 9 years off and on while on tour, and it's so funny. Can still feel the magic a lot of the time, and it's because I don't live here that I feel the magic. Honestly, I mean, that's the God's honest truth. I'm still so full from that ramen that I feel like I'm tired though. Like, I kind of want to go to bed, but I know I'm going to regret not eating. I just don't know what to grab. I don't feel like going to sit down somewhere. I'm like in that in between, you know, but I don't know what I'm in the mood for. God help me. So I'm probably just gonna end up going home unless something interesting happens, which I doubt. And I'm gonna cut this one off. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at the Samantha Souza if you're not already, and subscribe if you haven't, by the way. But I didn't say that before. And I'll see you on whatever crazy adventure I'm doing next. Bye.